I decide to change the Wi-Fi password, and my girlfriend starts calling the neighbor to ask for the new password. It turns out we've been using shared internet for a while. Hi, my name is Alex, and I never thought a Wi-Fi password could ruin my sanity. One morning, tired of Netflix buffering every 5 minutes, I decided to change our Wi-Fi password. Simple, harmless, right? Wrong. That tiny decision turned my entire life upside down. At first, everything seemed normal. I felt like a hero. I even made the new password something done like a Lovedakos 123. Because hey, no one would ever guess that. I leaned back with my coffee, proud of myself for being the digital handyman of the house. But then I noticed Lora. Her phone was flashing incorrect password, like it was mocking her. She paced around the apartment, raising her laptop in the air like she was waiting for Jesus to beam her up. Then she crouched down low, laptop balanced on her knees, twisting her body like she was auditioning for Wi-Fi Cirque du Soleil. I nearly spit out my coffee, but then it got weirder. Instead of asking me, she picked up her phone and called our neighbor. At first, I thought she was just panicking, maybe asking him for tech advice. But no, she was asking him for the new password. That's when my brain short-circuited. How the hell would he know the new password? I had literally just said it. Unless this wasn't new, unless this was routine, unless they had been sharing internet behind my back the whole time. I checked my router logs, and what I saw made me want to crawl into the modem and die. Gigantic data spikes at 2 a.m. Gigabytes vanishing like she was torrenting the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. But none of it came from my router. No, her devices were connecting somewhere else. To his network, to his damn router. And then I saw it. His Wi-Fi name wasn't something boring like Xfinity for E92. It wasn't even John's Wi-Fi. It was custom. It said, shared connection. That was it. That was their love letter. Right there in my Wi-Fi list. While I was paying the bills, she was sneaking bandwidth with him. While I was stuck with buffering, she was hitting full bars. Betrayal doesn't always leave lipstick on your shirt. Sometimes it leaves a glowing network name that screams at you every time you check your phone. That night, I pretended to sleep. At midnight, I saw her sneak out of bed with her laptop. She moved like a secret agent, creeping into the hallway, twisting her body into insane positions just to catch his signal. At one point, she literally stood on one leg, laptop over her head, whispering, come on, as the bars flickered from 1 to 3. Watching her, I realized I wasn't just losing my girlfriend. I was losing her to Wi-Fi porn yoga. That's when I knew I had to investigate deeper. Once I realized what was happening, I couldn't stop watching her. Every night turned into a freak show. Midnight struck, and there she was, my girlfriend, sneaking into the hallway like some Wi-Fi priestess performing sacred rituals for invisible gods. She would squat low, lift her laptop high, twist sideways like she was in a porno version of Twister. And when the signal jumped from 1 bar to 3, she let out these tiny gasps, not of guilt, but of pleasure. I sat in the dark thinking, Jesus Christ, she's getting turned on by Wi-Fi strength. Meanwhile, I can't even get her to moan when I cook dinner. It didn't stop there. Some nights she brought props. One night, she walked out holding a metal coat hanger, bent into a weird shape, taped her phone to it, and started waving it around like Harry Potter casting the spell Expelliarmus Routerus. Another night, she climbed onto a stack of 3 chairs, balancing with her laptop glowing like the Holy Grail. One wrong move, and she'd be face down in drywall. Imagine explaining that to the ear doctor. Yeah doc, she fell trying to hook up with my neighbor's router in the middle of the night. The absurdity kept escalating. One time, she spread aluminum foil across the hallway floor like a runway, then stood in the middle, twirling with the laptop above her head like she was summoning aliens. And the worst part? The damn signal worked better when she did it. That router was rewarding her insanity. And the data usage, off the charts. Some nights she downloaded so much, I swear she had to be running an underground OnlyFans from the neighbor's network. Other times she was uploading at insane speeds. What the hell was she sending? Pictures? Videos? Our Netflix password? My dignity. It wasn't just me noticing anymore. The neighbors started looking at us funny. Mrs. Peterson from across the hall told me she heard noises at night. I wanted to say, don't worry, that's just my girlfriend moaning at the Wi-Fi. And then came the ultimate insult. One night I opened my phone, scanned the Wi-Fi list, and saw that the neighbor had renamed his network again. No longer shared connection. It now said, private, but not for Alex. That wasn't just a network name. That was cyberbullying. That was him pissing on my digital grave. I became obsessed. I started recording her screen captures of the network switches, video of her insane hallway dances, notes about the times, the data spikes, the weird noises she made when the bars hit max. I was turning into a detective in the dumbest case in history, Sherlock Holmes but for Wi-Fi adultery. And the more I saw, the more I laughed and cried at the same time. I wasn't just being cheated on. I was being cooped by broadband. By now, my nights had turned into a twisted reality show, America's Next Top Rooter. I had hours of footage, notes stacked like I was building a court case, and screenshots of every humiliating Wi-Fi name change the neighbor threw at me. But I knew it had to end, so I set the trap. One night, right before bed, I secretly blocked her devices from my network, just to force her desperation higher. Midnight came, and just as expected, she slithered out of bed, laptop in hand, hair messy, eyes glowing like a Wi-Fi addict needing her next hit. She stepped into the hallway and began the dance. Squat, arch, twist, gas. She pulled out a metal colander from the kitchen and wore it on her head like a helmet, wires dangling, muttering like she was connecting to the Matrix. The bars shot to 3, and she let out a moan so loud, I thought the police might knock on the door. That's when I stepped out. She froze mid-pose, laptop raised like Simba in The Lion King, knees bent at a 90-degree angle, colander strapped to her skull. She looked less like my girlfriend and more like a Wi-Fi demon caught mid-exorcism. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I just held up my phone, showing her the recordings, her nightly rituals, the absurd yoga poses, the neighbor's smug Wi-Fi names, all the evidence of the dumbest betrayal in human history. And then, right on cue, my phone buzzed. A new network popped up. The neighbor had changed his Wi-Fi name again. This time it read, "Thanks for the nights, Lora." It was the digital equivalent of leaving a condom wrapper on my pillow. I laughed. I laughed so hard I nearly cried, because this wasn't just betrayal. This was betrayal with patch notes. That night, I didn't kick her out. One didn't throw her laptop. I just sat back, watching the recordings on repeat like a highlight reel of humiliation. Betrayal doesn't always come with another man's shirt in your bedroom. Sometimes it comes with a glowing network list that mocks you every time you connect. And here's the punchline. I moved out, got a new apartment, set up my own Wi-Fi. And do you know what I named it? No more Lora. Because for me, Wi-Fi will never again mean wireless fidelity. For me, it will always mean wireless infidelity.